Yes, everybody, hope you're doing fantastically well. It is Connor here, and we are back with the second video of the day. A little bit earlier than normal, but I finished work a little bit earlier, so I thought, why not jump on a stream? And this is something that I've wanted to do for quite a while, everybody. It is who should Leeds United sell and who should Leeds United keep in the summer transfer window. Yes, it's hitting fever pitch already. You can already tell there's people gagging for the rumour mill. There's people gagging for me being back in my car and delivering some news to you guys on a morning. And that will be coming back, don't worry. But I think it's good as well in this window to talk about all the other eventualities as well when it comes to Leeds United's future plans as well, guys. I've not said this yet because I don't do it enough. I say like, comment, and subscribe, but I never actually talk about goals. I'm near 20,000 subscribers, which is absolutely immense. It's crazy. It's mental from where we have been on this channel. There's a couple of people who have been here for a while. There's probably a couple of people who've just joined. So welcome. And if you have been here for a while, thank you so much. But if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do so. If we can hit 20,000 subscribers, that would be immense and something that I never thought would happen. As I say, guys, if I'm speaking to 2 people, I don't care. 20,000 is a little bit nuts, but I will think of a little prize as well to give out. I've been sort of writing a couple of things down that I think you guys would really, really enjoy. So make sure you subscribe to the channel because you will only be able to be entered into this draw prize thing that I'm going to be thinking of if you are subscribed to the channel, obviously. So welcome to everybody. There is 220 of you in the building. Ian in the building. Congratulations on subscription numbers. Well deserved. Thanks, mate. Jack's here. As Bielsa will say, the best, Connor, the best. Yes, Davies. Yes, Davies. Okay. So I just see something about the room mill. Need my room mill fix. Yes, mate. Let's go check the video out this morning if you want to check the sort of rumor mill. I don't want to get in the room mill yet because it's going to stress me out. But maybe the room mill is coming back. Maybe it'll be coming back soon. Today, I want it to be interactive with the final word. What I've tried to do over the past sort of 3 or 4 weeks when I've introduced the final word to One Leeds Fan Channel is try to make it as interactive as possible. Instant match reaction is me just waffling on. Normally, sort of the match previews are following a very similar vein, but the final word is something that I want it to be involved in the community, you guys. So today, what I thought is a really good idea is the keeping and selling. But what I want to do instead is get your guys' thoughts on who you would start, so starting 11, who you would bench, and who you would sell. Okay, so we're going to go through every single member of this Leeds United side. Well, I know you're getting giddy. I know you guys love doing this sort of stuff. And I simply want you to say start, bench, or sell. And if you want to as well, it'd be great if you could give a little bit of an explanation. I might not be able to read absolutely everybody's out, but I just find it fascinating to hear your guys' reasoning on maybe why you'd keep a certain individual or why you'd sell a certain individual or why you'd bench a certain individual. So please let me know in the comment section below. We're going to be going from the goalkeeper out to the forwards. Obviously, we're going to be playing that way. So yeah, okay. Should we get to it? Let's get to it. 279 of you in the building. Make sure you're doing all that good stuff, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And let's get into it, guys. So straight off the bat, we're going to go with the goalkeeper. Okay. So Elan Melier. So I want you guys to tell me start, bench, or sell. Start, bench, or sell, and I'll give my reasoning. Start, bench, sell. Kim says, "Good evening, Connor. It's good to see you smiling and happy once more. I would strongly suggest sell Llorente due to him being horrible on the ball." So okay, we've got sell says D Wex. Interesting. Sell says XX Ben. Start says Charlie Webb. Luke's in the building and says start. Jack, it is bench, sell, or start, mate, or start, bench, sell. They're the 3 we're looking at for right now, mate. Bench says Chris. Again, interesting. Very, very interesting. Bench here says Ashley Curry. So I think my look ahead with Ilan Meslier, and the reason I want to give my thoughts on it as well, is because I've been really to and fro with this. We had a conversation last night on the debrief, and we spoke about potential names that I think could come in and be Leeds United starting goalkeepers and be very good at that, in my personal opinion. However, Lucas has said start. Bench a few games, says Accra as well. Start and bring in an experienced backup. Jack's come in with a little bit of an explanation. Sell, for me, it would be we will be a world beater in the future, but we need now too young for me. Start, just need a veteran. Bench him by a GK with more experience. Melee can learn from him. I think that's what it is, Craig. To be honest, I think people are a little bit on that fence at the minute. I think with Elan, he's not had a terrific season. I think we can all admit to that. But I think the changing parts in front of him is always going to be a huge issue for a goalkeeper. I'm not 100% sure how many goalkeepers would have flourished with this side this season. With the amount of interchanging players we've had all over the pitch, the amount of rotation, the amount of sort of youngsters being put into the squad as well. Ilan Meslier has had a lot to contend with, especially with that back line. Now, what we shouldn't forget is that he has kept 12 clean sheets in the 2021 season with a different back line 13 times. There was 13 different combinations in that back line, and he managed to keep 12 clean sheets. So I think for me, I'm a little bit on more of the start. I am still a little bit more on the start. I'm definitely not on the sell. I'm not where Jack is, but I am very much start/bench, because if we were to, and this is my reasoning behind this, if we were to bring in a Nick Pope, someone who we do rave about on this channel, we're going into a less possession-based style under Jesse Marsch. There's not going to be that much emphasis put on playing out from the back. This is where Nick Pope is absolutely incredible. He's a top 6 goalkeeper. So when you're looking at Fulham, apparently going in for Nick Pope as well, if Leeds are able to get that one over the line, that is definitely someone who you're looking at and thinking, that is someone who could displace Ilan Meslier. That really is, with the caliber of this guy. But on the flip side of it, you then look at it. That's one side of it. You then look at the other side and think, you've got a young keeper there. You've got a future French international. And what Leeds have done is, in my opinion, they've neglected him a little bit. They've left him out to the Sharks. And the reason I'm saying that is because I think you look at most Premier League clubs, even when you look at Burnley, when you've got Wayne Hennessy in there, you know, as a backup to Nick Pope, you've got an experienced goalkeeper there who's able to talk to him, who's able to give him advice. So if Leeds were able to bring someone in of that experience, now I look at, I'm going to do a transfer video very, very soon, but I look at Ben Foster, who has been back up to Daniel Bachmann, Bachmann, who has been Austria's starting keeper in the Euros, and he's been a very, very good servant. Ben Foster's been displacing him when it's been, you know, Bachmann against Foster. So that shows the caliber of someone like Ben Foster. If he was to come in and Elan was having a couple of dodgy games or whatever, Foster would seamlessly fit in with a less possession-y style as well. But I think the advice, the mental side of it would be absolutely huge. So I think I would stick with start. I would still start Ilan Meslier, but I would 100% bring in a backup goalkeeper. That is imperative. Absolutely imperative. Jack says Foster is retiring. Apparently not, Jack. Apparently not. I've done quite a bit of research on him in the past couple of days. Allegedly, he's not announcing his retirement yet. So I think he wants to end it on a little bit of a high. I don't know whether or not that means Ben Foster wants to actually be starting games, but I think Leeds would be a very, very attractive proposition. I know it's only his YouTube channel, but when he speaks about Leeds, if anybody caught his Cycling GK vlog, he was sort of in awe at Leeds. He was talking about the crowd. He was talking about what a historic club Leeds United is and all this sort of stuff. And those things do go a long way. I know a lot of people might think that's a little bit daft, but they do go a long way. When Leeds United come in for you and we're able to offer a financial package, then I think that would be something that is very, very attractive to Ben Foster at 35, 36 years of age. Start Meslier, says Isaac, and Ben Foster for backup. I am a little bit on that. I'm probably more on that instead of selling him. Luke Riddle has said, only thing I would say is if we're looking to bring in funds, he's one of our few very sellable assets for decent money. Really good point. Yeah, really good point. And you're looking at a lot of money for Ilan Mele. You're looking at profit from bringing him in from Lorient for 5 million. Of course, you're looking at big profit there. And he's not forcing his way out or anything like that. And I think he'd be upset to leave anyway. So yeah, I'd start him. I'd keep hold of Ilan Mele. Joss has just come in and said Ben Foster would be great for Mez. He would make Mez five times the goalkeeper he is now. Joe's in the building, says, what about Sam? Joe was supposed to be on the show tonight, but I have a puppy, which is a problem. He'll know what I mean. What about Sam Johnson as backup? Yeah, potentially, mate. I think Sam Johnson would be a good shout. I just think, Foster, you've at least got that Premier League experience. You've at least got someone who has been through all stage of in his career. He's been in the Premier League, I mean, for the majority of his career, really. I think a lot of it won't be his playing ability. A lot of it will be the mental side off the pitch. He's been in big changing rooms before in Manchester United as well when he was growing up. He's been there on the big occasions, and I think he would command less of a fee as well. So yeah, he's out of contract, isn't he? He hasn't got a club at the minute. So I just think Ben Foster would be a really, really intelligent move for Leeds United, and it wouldn't take much. I genuinely believe that. What about the young Norwegian keeper we signed? Ian says, yeah, and we'll get onto that. Klaassen, guys, a little bit harsh on Klaassen. I would definitely, if I've got a pecking order of goalkeepers, I hark back to Burnley again. Now, you look at Burnley not long ago, you had Nick Pope, you had Tom Heaton, and you had Joe Hart. That was their 3 in the Premier League. I think in the Premier League, it is more than applicable to have 3 goalkeepers. So, yeah, I mean, Klaassen would probably move down for me in terms of the pecking order. Foster would go in second, and Ilan Mele would start as the goalkeeper. That's where my head is at. Simply Leeds have to go and get an experienced keeper for me, because I think it's not been good for Mele at all. So, yeah, start. A lot of people talking about Kiko. Nope, we're not doing that. Ignore that. DeMar, okay, is Foster 39? Okay, he's 39. There we go. I was saying he was 36, but 39 still. He's not announced his retirement. He looks like he wants one more go at it. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see on that one. A lot of people saying they'd Luke Fruin said our highest rated player on who scored this season is Klaas. He is, yeah, that one game against, or that one half against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Okay, guys, next one, controversial one. Luke Ayling. So remember, the format of this show is start, bench, or sell. Start, bench, or sell. Luke Ayling. Get it in the comment section below as quick as you can, please. So, yeah, I think Luke Ayling is going to be a bit of a controversial one, maybe. Some people might be on the verge of saying he needs to go. He's not been impressive for 2 years. Other people might be saying, look, he's experienced. He's been within this squad for a long time. He's been captain multiple times this season. But then a lot of other people might say he's not been captain to good effect. You look at the discipline issue, which could have completely derailed Leeds' season. I mean, he was one lucky boy, wasn't he? Bench, says Ollie Davis. Bench, need new legs. Bench, says Luke. Sell, says Tommy. Interesting. Bench can cover Drame if in case of injuries. Very interesting. Hi, Connor, says Phil, just finished working. Yeah, definitely agree with you on the goalkeeper. Let us know your thoughts. Phil, would you start, bench, or sell Luke Ayling? Sell, bench. So it looks a little bit of a mix. Ian said sell a couple of times there, actually. Glenn has said Ayling is my favourite player, but I would move him on. Cody Drama, a lot of people saying start Cody. Yeah, Joss back on the keeper front. If Notts Forest don't go up, I would look at Bryce Samba. Samba's a joke. Samba is a joke. There are going to be top Premier League clubs looking at that guy. I just wonder if he would come in and sit on the bench for Ilan Mele. I don't think he would, because I think he could be a starter in the Prem. Lone bench. There's a lot of people saying Tom's just said Hassel, you wouldn't get anything for him. It's a good point. It is a good point. Not having Drama first choice either. No, well, yeah, I think the Drame as first choice is a bit of a risky one. They do need the chance, obviously. As a youngster, he needs his chance, but I would definitely be looking at bringing in another right back. I mean, Leeds United are at the minute with Calvin Ramsey. We are looking at a new right back option, but maybe you could look at maybe a Calvin Ramsey and then a Cody Drama as a 2. But Calvin Ramsey is younger than Cody Drame, so Would Drame be okay with that? And apparently Cody and Jesse have had a conversation in recent days about his future at Leeds, so we'll have to wait and see. So it seems I would go with bench, everybody. I think his experience will be vital next season, but I think phasing players like that out of Leeds United starting 11 is absolutely imperative. My two key examples of that is Berardi and Hernandez. You know, last season we saw them phased out of the Leeds United side and then they were moved on. I think with a few Leeds United players, which we'll get into, I would be phasing them out this season, then potentially moving them on next season. Okay, let's move on, shall we? So next we are going to go with Robin Koch, everyone. Robin Koch, let me know in the comment section below. Would you start, bench, or sell? I'm gonna say with Robin, I really like him. He's been dropped from the German squad, which has been one of the few times he has been dropped from the German squad when he's actually been part of this Leeds setup, which is quite surprising because he's not played that many minutes for Leeds anyway. But we know the German international team keep a close eye on Robin Koch. They see a lot of potential there. For me, I really like Robin. I really like Robin. You guys know that as a partnership, it would be him on the right side, Strauch on the left side, have a little bit of balance when it comes to a centre-back pairing, two physical players, 6'4", 6'5", good on the ball. You know, Robin's played defensive midfield. He's played right back as well. Strauch is going to be elite, in my opinion. I absolutely love Pascal. That, for me, is the centre-back partnership. So I would go with start for Robin. Please let me know in the comment section below. He would be my starter next to Pascal. I've given Pascal away a little bit there. Start, says Ethan. Start, hit one of him or Stroy next to a new centre-back. Interesting. I probably wouldn't go front of the centre-back, to be honest, Ben. I think it'll block the likes of Cresswell. Obviously, we've still got Yelder there as well. Llorente. Start 100% as centre-backs is Yorkshire Pirlo. Damon's in the building and saying start top player. Koch starting in front of Ayling at right back. Not for me, Nick. Not for me. Just because he's might have had a couple of decent games at right back. We've got to start doing, you know, round pegs in round holes, not square pegs in round holes. We can't be doing. We need to get this Bielsa-isms out of our head. The versatility aspect. Start. There seems to be a lot of people who are saying start. So yeah, for me, I completely agree. I think Robin's got a ceiling. I know he's 25. He'll be 26 next year. But I just think we need to start giving him more game time. He didn't get enough under Bielsa. He then had injuries under Bielsa. He then had COVID. This season's been a bit stop and start for him. He's been filling in for Calvin as well. So I just would love to see him consistently start at centre-back for me. Okay, next one. Liam Cooper. Super duper, or maybe not so super duper Liam Cooper. What do you reckon? Comment section below. Start, bench, or sell? Yes, everyone, the keg is here. I need to get this branded. We need like one Leeds on here or something. Then you guys might. You want to buy some of this? You want to buy a keg? It's been a long day. Bench, sell, says Gary Lyons. Bench. A lot of people. It's not starting, which is interesting. Bench for the captaincy, says Will Shears as well. Barry Whitwell in the building. Get him sold. This is Liam Cooper, who has just been he's been announced in the Scotland squad today. Calvin's been announced in the England squad. I have a few opinions here, but I want to get your thoughts in. Please get your your reasoning as well. I'm interested to read. Bench says Samuel, influential in the dressing room, but aging too slow for the Prem. That's probably where I am at the minute. That is probably where I am. Maybe a phasing out period with Liam Cooper. I know a lot of you guys seem a little bit more ruthless, which is fair enough. It's your opinion. Andrew's more in the building with that as well. Loads of experience we'd miss out on. Tom, it's all exciting. This imagine if we'd gone down. Tom, it'd have been sell. Sell, says DWEX. He is a championship player, in my opinion. We wouldn't be able to sell him, says Philip. God, that's a depressing state of affairs, isn't it? It really is. If we can't get rid of him. Jamie Green says bench, but if Cooper and Alien are not in the 11 and KP moves on, where's the leader? Yeah. I mean, I guess the question would be back to that, Jamie, is do we need to start adding leaders? But yeah, 100%. And you can only really become a leader by being part of a changing room for a period of time, can't you? In my opinion, I think so. Anyway, I think when you look at Harry Maguire, that's where we all just sort of sit back and start laughing. Although Ruben Diaz might have been the captain of Manchester City for a period of time, but I think it is Kevin De Bruyne normally. Championship player, Premier League mentality, which I guess is both ways. I think for me, I would go with bench. I think I'd go with bench just for this season, when we're looking to. Listen, a lot of these players, guys, as long as they're not starting, as long as we're still not seeing them start, and that's no disrespect, we're just up in the bar now. You know, you've seen, I believe it was Andrea Radrizzani either yesterday or the day before. It's either on the club website or his Twitter. I don't know. Someone forwarded it to me. Said apparently the objective this season was to stay up. It was to stay up. Next season, we want to be more aggressive. We want to improve. We want to get to that next level. That next level is not Liam Cooper starting. For me, it's not Luke Ayling starting. We've got to get that sentiment FC out of our head a little bit. So for me, I would go with bench. So I think there's a lot of people, there's not a lot of outrage here, which seems all right, seems pretty decent. That's good. Normally, there's not been any huge disagreements yet from what I can see. So we will move on. So far, we've gone with Elan Melier. This is mine anyway. Start, and then Ayling bench, Cox start, Cooper bench. That's what I've gone with so far. So, guys, next one. Diego Llorente. Probably highly controversial. Get it in the comment section below, everybody. Make a case as well. Make a case. I'll try read some of it out. We need Tarkowski, says Nathan. I'm not sure we do when we've got Robin and Pascal. Sell. Damar's not happy. Sell, bin, start. Look at that. Bin and start. The comment after. Louis, let me know why. Sell, Llorente, sell. Bench, too many errors. Bench, so there's probably a fair few of you think that his experience would be advantageous, maybe. Sell, he's so weak. Sell, we won't want to see the younger lads play now. Not for the Premier League physicality. It's an interesting point, that. Really interesting point. Sell, says Ian Ward, cut the wage bills, reinvest any fee. Yeah, I think he's on a decent wage as well, isn't he? Nick's in the building, says Llorente bench, still a good player, just lacking confidence at the minute. Gary says, I would sell Llorente because he's too erratic, blocking Cress. That's a really interesting one, isn't it? That the Cresswell comment. Because he is, isn't he? He is. And I guess you've still got him in the way of sort of like Leo Yelder and stuff like that. What I'm trying to say is if he's not going to be starting, you know, what is sort of the purpose? Is it a voice off the pitch? Is it a leader? Quality coming on? Throw him in the bin. Yeah, there's a lot. I think for me, I would sell him, everyone. I would sell him. There might be a lot of what Connors after that. The only reason I'm saying that is because I think at the minute he's on the good side of 30, so he's before 30. His stock's relatively high. He's played in the Premier League now for about 18 months. I think there is still that gap to get into the Spanish side. I think maybe in his head as well, he's still thinking he can maybe get there. You know, he's been there quite recently. I know, and listen, there's a huge caveat there. The Spanish are hugely struggling for centre backs, but there is that opening still there for him. For me, the physicality is a huge problem with Diego Llorente. I still don't think he's adapted to the Premier League at all, and I think he's had enough time. I think Jeremy's just said, I think he's a confidence player. Look how well he played when he recovered from being ill last season. Yeah, I think, to be honest, Jeremy, though, for me, that is really the only spell, the consistent spell where I've seen him in a Leeds United shirt where I've thought, well, we've got a real player here. I called Harrison being a left wing back maybe 2 years ago on the channel. I had people hounding me out for it. But I actually think Diego Llorente, you look at a lot of his attributes, his passing ability is very, very good. And I actually think when he's moving up into the midfield third, his passing is a lot better. It wouldn't, I don't know if he has before. I'm not going to profess to know, but I don't know if he's ever played in defensive midfield before. But he would be an elegant defensive midfielder. But I think what you need as a centre-back is a lot more in the Premier League. You need athleticism, you need height, you need physicality. And that's why I'm talking about Robin Koch. That's why I'm talking about Pascal Stroud. That's why I talk about Charlie Cresswell. These players are manufactured for Premier League football. I think Diego Llorente, and we've seen it really recently, in a critical game, his concentration, his focus is hugely erratic. I think someone said it just before that. It's very, very erratic. It's either here or there. He does score for us, to be fair. Great finish at Arsenal. But this is what I'm saying when I'm saying actually if he played a bit further up the pitch, we might appreciate him a little bit more because of his distribution, because his ability to get on the score sheet. But as the last line of defence at points, like we've seen with Danny Welbeck, he's just not strong enough. I think the centre forwards who can quite easily bully Diego Llorente, and he'll have his hands all over the centre forwards to try and compensate for that. Scooby D2 says, I thought DM at first, but he'd fanny out of tackles. Yeah, fanny out of tackles. I've not heard that since I was in school. Take advantage of the fact that he hasn't been injured for prolonged periods this season. He's due an injury, always 100%. That's what I was saying to my mate earlier on. The fact he's actually in a good spell of fitness now. His stock's relatively high. He stayed in the Premier League. He's played a good number of games. I think if this doesn't happen, if we don't sell him now, as I've just said, when his stock's high, I worry about the resale value on Diego Llorente. It's Plantplot FC says he has played CDM before. There you go. Well, he has for us, hasn't he, at points? But sometimes is it Pascal in DM or is it Llorente in DM under Bielsa? It was very, very confusing. Llorente is too Spanish for himself. He does too many spins and turns for me. Yeah, he's been watching Iniesta way too much. We've conceded 70-odd goals. Defence needs surgery. Sam, what I would say about that is I think the fullbacks definitely 100%. A lot of the goals have come down our wing sides this season, and we've literally got Stuart Dallas at left back and Luke Ayling at right back in the Premier League. Let that sink in. But I think a lot of moving parts has come ahead of the centre-back partnership. We were saying this last night. I think if you had a steady centre-back partnership who remained fit, and maybe when one of them went out, Charlie Cresswell came in, and that was just a rotation throughout the season, like you see with like Wolves and West Ham, that would be very, very, very preferential for me and beneficial for this Leeds United side in terms of them getting used to each other's sort of patterns of play and actually building a synergy and a cohesion. That's what I think anyway. Oh, God. Oh, God. Good. How have you done that, Lucas? Is he next on the list? He's not next on the list. He's not next on the list. So we're not going there. We're not getting there. Johnny Chick. Yes, Johnny. Where'd you play him? Left back? Yeah, so maybe a mix there. A lot of mixed, which is interesting. I think the physicality, Diego really struggles with in the Premier League. So I would sell him. And you might be able to get 10 to 15 million for him. We bought him for 18. I mean, we're gonna lose a lot on these players, aren't we, when we sell them on? I don't think a lot of them were bought for selling purposes, but the fact that a lot of them haven't performed in the Premier League. Bear in mind, everybody, we finished 17th. Bear that in mind. We haven't finished 9th this season. Finished 17th. Okay, next in the building. Start, bench, sell, Pascal Struijk. Get it in the comment section below. Get it in the comment section below, please. Oh, man. It's parched. Richard, first in the building. Bench, if we get back. Is that for Pascal? Is that for Pascal? Fair. I mean, everybody. Sam, bench. Bench, fair play. Everyone's opinion, mate. Start quality. Start. There's a lot of starts here. Well, bench Daniel Allen. Okay. Oh, you can probably see where my head's at. Bench / start. I'd be really interested for people who were saying bench, who you'd rather have in there. Would it be Llorente? I know a lot of people would like Cresswell in there as well. Next, Virgil van Struijk in it. So start alongside bench. Start because he's better than Llorente and Cooper. That's in my head, but I think he's a wonderful player as well. Kim's rushing me on. Come on, Connor. Thank you for the donation as well, mate. You need not to talk through that much if we have to get through the whole. Great idea though. Just trying to give a bit of balance, mate. I'll move on a little bit quicker. Fire sale, bench start, Cresswell. I think with me for this one, I love him. And I think if we went down, there'd be a lot of clubs after Pascal. And I've given my verdict on him at the start, really. I think it should be him and Pascal. Okay, Junior Firpo. Be kind, people. Kim. If Kim. Stephen has said Firpo has to be better than what we've seen so far. Who do we replace him with? Some people saying bring back Charlie. Really, I don't understand that. Me and Brownie have spoken about this numerous times. I don't understand the hate with Charlie Taylor. I mean, I don't get it. As a football player, anytime I watch Charlie, he never loses the ball. He bombs on, gets forward. Look at his heat map. I took the time today to actually look at Charlie's heat map against I believe what was the last game? Newcastle. and it literally just red. It's red raw in that left winger position. He used to play left wing for Leeds United, didn't he? At points, he's very good at getting up and down the wing. He's very good at winning free kicks for Leeds United, for Burnley as well. He was for Leeds United. His delivery's good. I don't know why you wouldn't look at him at least. Furpo Gary says if he's better than Alios. God. Bench. Okay, let's get some serious ones in. Bench and give him another Furpo. Have something in him. Okay. Just sell. Can't stand the lad, says Richard. Needs to go. Cresswell is a must keep. Just on the other topic, if we sell him, it means we have to buy 2 left backs. So bench for me. Yeah, that's factual. Samuel Knowles, sell. 1-on-1 is awful. He's so easy to beat. He was terrible on Sunday. God. Mark in the building. We won't sell Furpo. Maybe with better players around him, he will grow potentially. Always caught out of position. Yeah, I think there is a little bit of a sell. There's a little bit of a sell, a selling, a selling consensus. I would sell as well, and it's very similar to what I was saying about Diego Llorente. He's played a few games towards the back end of the season. I guess he's. I don't know if his discipline's going to get any better. I don't know if his positioning is going to get any better. If we are talking about Ilan Mele and we're saying there's been moving parts in front of him, there has been a lot of moving parts for Junior Firpo. I will say that in front of him. I will say, he's been out of the squad quite a bit as well, but his discipline's just absolutely horrendous. I mean, there's occasions at the weekend where he's not a natural left back, and you can tell by how he faces up on one-on-one challenges, because obviously with a left back, you have to defend a lot more. And, the Mbuemo one was a classic example of his deficiencies as a defender. He's just square on. And Junior Firpo is square on a lot. He's not on his toes. He's not on the half turn. He's square on when he's fronting up against wingers. The Jared Bowen, when Jared Bowen was up against him for West Ham, it was absolutely criminal. Caught out of position time and time again. And just that static square on approach he has to defend in one-on-ones is a real worry. And I think you've had a lot of teams trying to expose Junior Firpo. I really do. So for me, do you know what? I think there's a lot of logical reasoning when I've heard a lot of people saying that we're going to have to buy 2 left backs, and that is true. Leif Davis is going to move on. Junior Firpo, if you do get rid of him, I'm a little bit torn on this one. I think as a footballer, I'd sell him. As a footballer, I'd sell him, but there is room for progression. There is then the onus on the board to get 2 left backs, which we really should have done last season. I'm going to say sell. And that's on Victor Orta. Victor Orta then has to improve the squad. Leeds United have to improve the squad. That's my giveaway. We're going to fly through Cresswell and Yelder. I think we'd all be in agreement. Bench both. I know a lot of you guys will say Cresswell starting, which is fair play. Obviously, Yelder is going to be on the bench. But the one I want to move on to, the more sort of first team starter, I guess you would put out there, is going to be Adam Forshaw. Let me know in the comment section below. Kim's in the building again. I admit my mistake, like you on match day. Sell Firpo. You've always got to own it, Kim. You've always got to own your mistake. Your mistakes. Aaron Hickey. God, that's a blast from the rumour mill past. Is he at Bologna? I'm not sure. Aaron Hickey. God. Left back, I think. Left back or centre back. Bench Forshaw. Sell. Bench. A lot of bench. I think we're going to have to go for an overwhelming bench here. Sell. And a lot of people saying free transfer. I don't think he is a free transfer. I'm pretty sure he's not a free transfer yet. He signed a contract extension until 2023, so he's not, everybody. That was what we did. I think we gave him another contract extension because it's Leeds United. Bench, sell Forshaw. Sell, says Mohammed. Yeah, I think I've gone with sell. And once again, it's because potentially his value might be high, because I think now you're going to see with Adam Forshaw, if he did stick around with Leeds United, Senior Firpo's in the building. Boys, come on. But I do think his stock will depreciate. And I think this is the thing. We all have to think here, everyone. It's not about sentiment. It is how much can we get for these players now? You got Adam Forshaw on a contract till 2023. You might be able to get some decent value for him from a championship side, Bristol City, a Birmingham, a Coventry. might go for him, a Luton, you know. I just don't know if he spends another year at Leeds United, spends another 2 years at Leeds United, if we're going to get anything for him. Listen, as a player, he's neat and tidy on the ball, but he's not adventurous. He's not of that next bracket of midfielder. You know, if we are bringing in Brendan Aronson, that's the sort of caliber of play we're looking at now. And I understand there has to be a bench. I get there has to be a bench with experience, but for me so far, when you're looking at Luke Ayling, when you're looking at Cooper, you're looking at a lot of experience there on the bench. Are we keeping Forshaw on the bench for quality or experience? Mate, he plays 3 games a season. Phil's in the building and says, been watching a while, mate. I forgot to smash a like for you, lad. Yeah, guys, there's 800 of you in the building. Please smash a like. Make sure you subscribe. I'm nearly at 20,000 subscribers. I never ask for anything when it comes to subscribers, but 20,000 is the goal at the minute. So thank you so much. United chat, United. You mean Leeds? We've got Leeds United Chat TV. Phillips is leaving to a bigger club. It's not you then, is it? It's Man City if he's going. It's not you. You're not the biggest club in Manchester anymore. Beta's done exactly the same. Experienced Championship player, 100%. So I think with Forshaw, we're on a little bit of sell bench sort of thing. Okay, Stuart Dallas. Stuart Dallas, start, bench, sell. Let us know, everybody. Manchester is blue. Yeah, it is. Blue is the colour. Dallas, let us know. Nigel's back in the building and saying Forshaw on the bench. Start, sell Dallas. Bench says Ben. Bench. Tom's in the building, says bench. Start. Start-y. Really? Ooh, start. That's the first start I've seen for Forshaw. Captain. James. My man. Fair play, mate. Start, says Kim as well. Start. Wow. Bench. Start. He's a beast. Okay, his versatility is very good. I love Dallas. I absolutely love Dallas. Start Dallas in any position and make that amazing man captain. He deserves it if Calvin goes. He's done so much for the club. Bench Dallas, sell Forshaw. I think with Dallas, I think he's one of the most important ones to keep. I've called for him to be captain earlier on. A bit of cross wires there, everybody. I think when I'm reading the comments there, because I'm seeing a lot of Forshaw stuff from the previous question. I'm still thinking we're talking about Forshaw. We've moved on to Stuart Dallas, haven't we? Sorry, apologies. Yes, Stuart Dallas. For me, he's important to keep. He's important to keep because I think, as I've said earlier, and it just might have got cross wires there, I think he just gives absolutely everything for Leeds United. He gives absolutely everything for Leeds United. I know it might be contradictory from what I've been saying about the other players because it's like, well, everybody's doing effort ball. Everybody's giving as much as they can for Leeds United. But I think Dallas has shown a lot of quality as well. I do think he's shown a lot of quality. I don't think he's been played in his preferred position, which I actually do believe is central midfield. I think he's got a lot of good attributes for that role. Real engine. I think he's got a good pass on him as well. I think he can get assists and goals to his name. But I don't think he's going to be that player, a Sander Berger, a Morgan Gibbs-White, a Brendan Aronson, a player of that ilk who we are hopefully going to be bringing in. 2 or 3 players who are going to be in that position. I'd still look at, when you're looking at mobility-wise, someone like Lewis O'Brien. I really, really like Lewis O'Brien. I've covered Lewis O'Brien for about 18 months now. Really good player. But players of that ilk, I don't know if Dallas fits in that bracket. So for me, it would be bench. Joe W in the building with a really nice chat. Thank you, mate. Won't let me type the Wolf of Wall Street quote, but I want to. But you all know what it is. Keep it up, Connor. I hope it's all well with the MEN job. Thank you, mate. The MEN job, that means that I focus on Manchester City. Don't you worry. But yeah, if the dog botherers don't go up, I'd get O'Brien. Yeah. Proper player, O'Brien. Proper player. Okay, so yeah, interesting. I think everybody's on the common consensus. A lot of people saying start, a lot, but I think the most people are saying bench, maybe. Calvin, moving on to him. I think this is a little bit of a daft one because we all want him to start, don't we? We all want Calvin to start. I guess for this one, I'm not going to say start, bench, or sell. I'm just going to ask your guys' opinion. Do you think we'll keep hold of him? Do you think we'll keep hold of Calvin Phillips this window? I don't. And obviously, because you guys know where my job is now, there's a lot of word on that side that City are very, very keen on him. Very, very keen on him. It's a lot that I've been flourishing through when it comes to work. And yeah, I think there's going to be something in that. It's not a breaking exclusive or anything like that. It's not, but it would not surprise me. It really would not surprise me. And it made me laugh when the Man United fan was in here because, I mean, if City are in for them, they're not going to get anywhere near him, are they? For me, I'd love it if he stayed. I'd love it if he stayed, of course. Furpo liability, says Mr. G. I'd completely agree. Mr. G. That's why I would sell. Sam says keep him at all costs, but we know he'll inevitably leave. Please stay. Sell Calvin. Okay. Captain, keep Yorkshire Pirlo. Start, but 50-50 whether or not he leaves. Yeah, I think we'd all start him, wouldn't we, guys? We all 100% would start him. But I don't know whether or not he's going to stick around. I don't know. I'm going to say no. So I think Calvin will leave. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I think my worry would be if him and Rafa left, because that makes Victor Orta's job a whole lot harder. And it's, I'm not solely impressed with Victor Orta. Has to be said. But yeah, that would be a huge window. I think I've read that super chat out, the Furpo liability one. I have indeed. Gabe's in the building. Aye, mate. If it's City in for Calvin, make them pay only £50 million plus between that and Rafa to sell on new players. A strong rebuild. Yeah, we're going to get onto the Rafa stuff at the end, mate. So make sure you stay tuned. Everybody, 800 of you in the building. So I think we've all said we want Calvin to stay. But yeah, I think there's a lot of people who are in the camp of his leaving. Matthias Click. Start, bench, or sell. Start, bench, or sell, everyone. Let me know in the comment section below. Start, bench, or sell. Matthias Click. They're rolling in. Must sell. Bench says no scope. Sell to... God. You guys are on it tonight. You're making me laugh. Sell. Legs have gone. Sell says Gil. Sell. Keep man. Will be running like a headless Chuck at 40. Sell says Ben. Bench, good sub. Gets what it is to be Leeds. I guess what it is there, Michael, is it's that sentiment thing, isn't it, mate? Gets what it is to be Leeds. I just think we need to keep some of those people around. Your Coopers, your Dallas, your Aylings. I just don't know if we can't keep the entire squad together, just because they get what it is to be Leeds. If you get what I'm trying to sell, bench, click sell, bench so he can wind up the opposition. We need to keep him around just for the end of season parties. I'm joking. Sell, bench. I would get rid of him. And I've just seen somebody up there who said that the selling, what are the value of these players if we sell them? Obviously, it depends on contracts, doesn't it? Because the valuation is going to be higher. But I think for a lot of these players, I do think when we're going abroad, like Click, I think would be very good in the Bundesliga. You're looking at the Dutch league as well, where he's applied his trade before at Utrecht. That he was there on loan, wasn't he? There'll be a lot of suitors for Matthias Click. So if we can get a decent fee for him, if we can sell him on, he's 31 years of age now. This is what I'm saying. The stock is, you're not going to get a higher stock for Matthias Click. You're simply not. I think this season you could sell him maybe to a top level, as in a top league European club. I think next season, you're really looking at championship, lower ebb championship, aren't you? Bob said sell. Click don't score and hardly assist. That's tickle me. At 1 mil if we're lucky. Yeah, it's not going to be a lot. I think we all know that. Right, sell, no confidence on the pitch. Yeah, let me just relay some Brian Clough's in the building saying keep. But I think a lot of my 2 cents with Matthias Click is he might be mobile, he might be good at sort of pulling the strings a little bit. He came on at the weekend, did relatively okay, but I think Once again, it's what are we looking at as a club? But this is it, everyone. I don't think I think some Leeds fans, the expectations are a little bit mad at what we think we're going for here. For me, we're not going to be looking at top 8, top 6. So I think a lot of high caliber signings people are talking about are just completely unrealistic. I think a lot of mid-bracket targets are targets that I think Leeds United will be able to attain, and that will obviously keep us in a very good position this year. But we do need to up those expectations a little bit. We need to up those standards. For me, the guy's at 71 games in the Premier League and he's got 6 assists. Guys, he's got 2 assists this year. Let that sink in. 2 assists for an attacking 8, which I think that's what he is. I think that's what he is. He's not a 6. He's definitely not a DM, or maybe he is a 6. But I think when we've always had a midfield 2, he's always been the more attacking one. But that's just not good enough. He shoots like, I mean, I've never seen a striker of the ball like Matthias Klick. We've killed him with that song. So for me, it's sell for Matthias Klick. So far, we'll take you through the running order. We're keeping to Kim's schedule, don't worry. So I've got Meslier start, Ayling bench, Cox start, Cooper bench, Llorente sell, Pascal start, Firpo sell, Forshaw sell, Klick sell. Okay, so I've gone with quite a few here. This would be some window for Victor Orta, but I think it's achievable. I think it really is achievable. Jamie Shackleton. Let me know in the comment section below. Loan. I didn't even know that was an option. So start, bench, sell. What would you guys do? Start, bench, or sell? Sell, bench, start. Okay, Daniel. Sell, loan, move on, sadly. Okay, when we're saying loan, we're probably not, that's not the selling bracket then, is it? That's a bench bracket maybe. Because obviously he's not starting, but we're not getting rid. Bench, not impressed. Still not good enough, bench, yeah. I've just put down here, I'm not sure. Will he ever get to that next level, do we think? You know, if we are looking at him as a right back, who would you rather be investing in? Jamie Shackleton or Cody Drameh? You know, who would you rather be investing in? Jamie Shackleton or Calvin Ramsey, the 18-year-old from Aberdeen who apparently we're looking at this summer? You know, who would you rather start, Jamie Shackleton or Luke Ayling? Maybe you'd put him above Luke Ayling, but I'm not sure he's maybe got those instincts that a natural right back does. And we've been talking about fullbacks being so important in the Premier League. Would you look out of place in a Championship side? Would you get any other Premier League side picking Jamie Shackleton up? I don't know. Could we sell Jamie Shackleton to someone like a Luton or a Rotherham or a Sunderland for a decent fee? Young, played in the Premier League, played a good amount of games in the Championship. Again, coming back to stock. He was a centre mid, says Anthony. He definitely was a centre mid, but we can't say he's nowhere near physical enough for a Premier League centre midfielder, is he? And he's not going to get. Where is Jamie Shackleton's career going? That's the question, isn't it? Where is his career going at Leeds United? Yeah, and Brian Clough says Wigan. Scott says yes, sell Shacks. Shackleton will look lost when he was brought on against Brighton. Yeah. Needs more of a chance, says Jack. But where? Yeah, I guess it's a conversation for another video, isn't it? I just don't know who's he getting a chance for if we're trying to move up to that next bracket. You know, Dan James, start, bench, sell. Gave it's going to League One. Yeah, I did throw Barnsley in there then, didn't I? That was a bit cheeky of me. That was a bit cheeky. Jack, water bottle big enough, lad. Jack, I can start selling these if you want, mate. Keg, maybe one Leeds brandished on it. Maybe a Rafinha thing just there. Don't know. Can do it if you want, mate. Be cheaper than this was 35 quid. Don't ask me why. Sell, James, sell. Start says Will start. Start, I love him, says, but this is going to be a controversial one, isn't it? Start on the bloody wing. There's loads of starts here. Start, sell. James, 25 minutes. Oh god, banter's on point today. Start right wing, sell. This is a big one, isn't it? I can tell. This is the most controversial one we've had. Look at this. Start, sell, rotate needs. This is crazy. Okay. Gasparini. You guys know Gasparini is, I believe, he's the Atalanta manager. I've spoken about Gasparini before on this channel, and Atalanta, because it was very, very similar, in a lot of similar principles to Marcelo Bielsa. Allegedly, Atalanta are looking at Daniel James. This is so interesting because the Bielsa blueprint was to bring in Dan James at whatever cost, wasn't it? He became available, wanted him for 25 million, which maybe the board did back him there. Bielsa wanted him, brought him in, ignored Noah Lang, brought in Dan James. Oh, Lord. But there we go. Atalanta are interested in him. So that's going to be fascinating to see what happens there. But Atalanta are a good club in Italy. So there's clearly a lot of still hype around Dan James. I think a lot of it is if people can improve, if some manager can improve his end product, he's going to be scary. He really is going to be scary. Another super chat in here from Gabe. Dan James isn't the right fit for match. This is where I'm at a little bit. And this is where I think Somerville's going to struggle. This is where I think James is going to struggle. This is where potentially Jack Harrison might struggle. If we're not playing that system, if we're not playing with width next year, if we are going to be adapting into a Brendan Aronson, Sander Berger, potentially Morgan Gibbs-White, another striker in there, maybe Armando Broja, Shea Adams, whoever, in that narrow, compact system, where do the wingers fit in? Marsh wants cams, exactly. Dave isn't happy with James. He's been out of position. That's it as well, Lou. That's it as well. Just where do you see him featuring, mate? Would you see him as a maybe striker? Would that be your preference? Preference? Would it be a striker, maybe? I don't really see how he starts in a system where we play with wingers, because I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm a big Dan James fan. You guys know I am. I think his output is sometimes dreadful. It is absolutely dreadful. But when you actually look at his stats this season, what is it? 5 goals and 4 assists. We're all lauding Jack Harrison, and quite rightly so. Even though you guys know I am a critic of Jack, but that's because I know his ceiling. I know how good this guy can be, and that's why I criticize him. I'm like a football coach who hones in on one of his best players. But Dan James, he's only got 1 less goal contribution than Jack Harrison this season. So, and he's just been playing as a striker for 13, 14 games. Do you give him a chance? But then where does he play? That's the question, isn't it? End product's not good enough, says Egan's. Sell Harrison, put James on the left. He plays there for Wales and smashes it if there is a left. I think that's it, Risu. I think that's it. If there is a left, that's the thing, isn't it? Start 100%, 4 goals and 5 assists, played 80% on the wrong position. Yeah, I think for where he's everyone knows that he can't play football. He just runs. Yeah, I think he is a little bit like a headless chicken. He runs with his head down. That's the big problem as well. And he's very, very, very close to getting yellow cards in a lot of games. So I'm going towards more. Guys, you might think I'm mental. I'm going towards bench for this one. But if a big bid was to come in from Atalanta, if we were able to recoup 15 million for Dan James, it would definitely be sell. They'll make a loss on him because they didn't expect to sell him. But if we can recoup a big fee from Atalanta, I'd say I'd sell 100%. But on just a level, I wouldn't force him out the club. So I'd go bench. I don't think that's fair. Maybe I'm being a bit kind there. Don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit kind. Oh, God. Goodness me. Premier Leagues. Still people buzzing, but yeah, okay. Next one on the old list is Jack Harrison. So another really interesting piece of information here with Jack. Apparently, according to Luke Edwards, I believe it is, at the Telegraph, So guys, by the way, start, bench, or sell Jack Harrison. Let me know in the comment section below. But apparently, according to Luke Edwards at the Telegraph, Newcastle are going to be after him regardless of Leeds staying up or not. So they are going to be. Now, this is where it becomes a little bit tricky, because this is where you've got to look at the whole pie, every piece of the pie, because I mean, listen, we'll go this. I don't think any of this is going to happen, but I do think a lot of this maybe could happen in terms of Leeds recouping some good value and Leeds selling on players who aren't going to get any more Premier League minutes. If you're selling Jack Harrison, if you're selling Rafinha, I mean, from an attacking capacity standpoint, that's a massive goal output gone, isn't it? That's a massive chunk gone. So listen, if we're to turn around and go out and but it's the winger chat, isn't it? It's if he's going to play winger. It's if he's going to start playing narrow. It's a really interesting one. Art's going cheap, by the way. Yeah. We're talking about that. We're talking about that last night. Connor, we won't have a team left after this. I'm just trying to look realistically, mate. I don't think any of this is probably going to happen. I think a lot of it, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we brought 3 players in and let 4 players go. That is it. But I think a lot of the players are quite realistic. I think some of the shocking ones I've maybe said sell have been Llorente, Firpo, and Click. Maybe they're the shocking ones. But is that too shocking? I'd keep Jack Harrison, obviously. I'd keep Jack Harrison. Yeah. Swap with Callum Wilson. Yeah. So next one, Patrick Bamford. Looking down the camera. Start, bench, sell. Let us know in the comment section below, everyone. Obviously, the news broke yesterday that Phil Hay essentially said that Leeds United will be looking at a striker. Interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. Start, bench, start, sell. Let me know. Stirrer, start, sell. Bamford, bench, sell, bench, start, bench. Whoa, there's a lot more sells here now. Sell. The thing is, though, Strouk, the cock, we are going to be bringing another attacker. So I don't think Joe Gelhart's going to be getting a lot of time, to be honest. I think that's pretty obvious if Bamford is still about. I'd keep him, but it depends on the system. If you're playing 2 up front, you'd obviously have him starting. But if we're not playing 2 up front, if he adapts, or maybe if we're bringing a couple of attackers, I don't know. You genuinely don't know how the window's going to go. I bench him, but this is a guy who has got 17 Premier League goals the year before everybody. It is, I think there's a lot of caveats in there. No crowd, maybe a lot less pressure, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he comes back. But for me, depends who we get in a strike. I've got depends down here, but I'd go if we play 2 up front, he's got to start, hasn't he? But like a lot of you guys, I'm maybe a little bit. I'm not drawing conclusions, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, bench for me. Bench / start. Tyler Roberts. Bowie Doctor, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, my friend. That's what we're doing. Looking forwards, not backwards. Sell. Villa Martin, is that Tyler Roberts? Sell. Listen, nice mobility, nice on the ball, but I'm sorry, but when you're looking at 51 Premier League games and 2 goals and 2 assists, please can we raise our standards a little bit, or we will be getting put down to the Championship if we are not raising our standards and we are keeping the majority of this side and adding nothing, and we are still playing Tyler Roberts. Sell. We will move on from that one. The Golden Boy. Let us know. Start. Well, no, it's not. Oh, what are we talking about? Start, bench, sell. Do you think he will remain as a Leeds United player? What do you think? Get it in the comment section below. Do you think he's going to go, or do you think he's going to stay? Tom, that's how I'm feeling, mate, when I talk about this guy. No, lot of no's. Gone, says Gil. Yeah, I think he's done, isn't he? I think he's done. Apparently, he's handed in a transfer request today. That could be poppycock. That, by the way, that's not. I don't think him handing in a transfer request. I don't think anyone needs to get upset about that. I think it's just what players are doing now. You know, I don't think it. He's given absolutely everything for the cause. I think he's been brilliant. But yeah, I think he'll leave. I think he'll leave. Controversial one, Rodrigo. Well, I tell you what, I'll go on Rodrigo first. 100% sell. Saw lack of desire. Don't know about you guys. Body language all wrong again for the Brentford game. I mean, we scored a goal, and I mean, I'm looking at the body language, and he didn't really flicker a shoulder. It was it's gone in. Whereas, you know, to be fair, you're getting Llorente and Firpo, you know, going to the knees, and the whole team's going absolutely mental. Rafa's in the crowd. Calvin's pretty much crying. Rodrigo, I don't know. You just do look at body language. I do look at stuff like that. Just okay, all right, we've scored. Good. Yeah, Brighton game. He had to be ushered back onto the pitch to clap the fans. Just yeah, I think, you know, if you're doing that sort of stuff, you need to be proving it on the pitch, and you just not. You just haven't. For 30 million quid, a lot of people said don't judge him on his price tag. I'm sorry, that's football. He just has to go for me. He just has to go. Lucas has said. Rodrigo looks good in his looks good. Tommy Hansen, what's controversial about he's a tourist? Yeah, he took his clothes off. He does look good in his undies, to be fair. Sell Rodrigo. You need to bring in similarly technically gifted players. I'd agree with that. Not good enough sell. Rodrigo's head's gone from the booze at Ellen Road, maybe. Let's face it, he's a bust. Yeah, I think everybody. This is probably the most overwhelming one I've seen, to be honest. Which is quite interesting, but I think everybody's in that mindset. I just, you know, I mean, his return isn't as bad as, you know, players like Tyler Roberts and all that sort of stuff. But we bought Tyler Roberts for what, 3 million, and that's not an excuse, by the way, because he needs to be binned off. But he's just, I don't think he's good enough. I think technically he's clearly gifted, but you need more. We need way more, you know. And I guarantee if we bring in a silky number 8, they will give us more, and we spend decent money on that person. You'd hope that that next silky number 8 or number 10, whatever whatever you want, even if it is sort of a Brendan Harrison, he's going to give you more goal return within probably about 20 games than Rodrigo has done in double, triple the amount. As Anthony said, there's a player there, but the price tag isn't saying a good. I just can't. It's a lot of money, mate. I mean, I remember Rio Ferdinand sat and did an interview with him, and it just, for me, that felt like it was a dud on Orta's part as well. It seemed like there were players out there. We were all talking about Ben Rama when we just come up from the Championship. Everybody was talking about Ben Rama. Apparently, Leeds didn't like a video he made. So we then went and got Rodrigo because it was a bit of a sexy signing, wasn't it? And I just think sometimes it's just the obvious one, isn't it? The obvious one, the player who's there to be got in Ben Rama. You know, Brentford hadn't gone up. He was there to be got anyway. But yeah, we've seen Ben Rama's goal returns and his assists and his contribution to the West Ham setup in comparison to a Rodrigo. So yeah, not for me. And then, yeah, Greenwood and Joffrey. I think, I guess these are quite interesting. Greenwood, I think, is better than Click. I think Greenwood's better than Click. So if people are turning around and saying Greenwood's on the bench, then surely they're talking about maybe Click being sold. Joffrey, a lot of people, I'm sure, would say start or bench. But yeah, start, bench, or sell, everyone. I'd probably go bench for them both, to be honest with you. Bench both, says Sam. I bench Greenwood, bench both. Greenwood, Joffrey, start. So interesting. So for the not good enough, says Robin. Okay. So for the people who were saying start for Joffrey, I'm interested to know, what do you think needs to happen with the next striker then? Because if we're playing 2 up top, are we playing Bamford and another striker? Or are we playing Gelhardt and another striker? Or are we playing Bamford and Gelhardt and then the other strikers on the bench? Because surely that's not what we're doing. The other striker that we're bringing in has to be serious competition, has to be some good Premier League caliber, which it's ought to be. Oh, Cole Palmer, don't get me excited. Love Cole Palmer. We spoke about him in December, didn't we? Fresh legs, always better. Obviously, keep him. Joe earned a start if two up top, or want him tried at attacking midfield. Interesting. Okay. Tom, who's going to buy it off him? Are you volunteering? Villa Martin says Greenwood start, bench, Joffy. Yeah, okay. So yeah, guys, I kind of want to just leave it on there. Scott said Brennan Johnson and Joffrey, that'd be the dream. I just wanted to touch on something towards the end as well. You guys have had a fair bit of videos over the past couple of days. If you do want to sign up to the Patreon, I will be doing an exclusive interview with a sort of a really good American Twitter site and YouTube channel, which is going to give us the lowdown on Brendan Aronson. If you want to catch that over on my Patreon, the link will be in the description below. But I just want to chat as well about the Rafinha deal. Now, we've been told today that I believe his name is Mingueza, who is basically what a couple of articles are saying, Sport, and I think Masters reported on it as well, is that Rafinha could be exchanged by Barcelona because they can't afford the full deal, so they'll potentially put 40 million in for him with this Mingueza, who apparently is a decent centre back. And they get essentially a cut price on Rafinha. I just want to put my 2 cents in there. I think this would be a horrendous move by Leeds United. He's your most sellable asset. He is one of the best players we've ever seen at Leeds United. He's so talented. There are so many clubs around the world. I know Rafa will want to go to Barcelona, but for me, that is a bad deal for Leeds United. And what I will say is, and I don't want to put the pressure on him straight away, but Aronson would be a very, very good start. We all know that. But what Orta can't do for me, what he can't do for me is if he decides that it's a good move to get this Mingueza in and sell Rafa, or the club decide it's a good idea to sell Rafa and get Mingueza in for 40, 45 million, that's a problem. That's a big problem. And I will be looking at Victor Orta in a very, very different light again if he does that. So he's got to make some really, really intelligent decisions here. I do not think that is the right option. And I just wanted to chat on that because it's been a big thing today. It looks like it's becoming a big thing. Obviously, Rafa's handing in a transfer request, but that is also huge on the rumour mill that Barca are looking for a cut price. We can't get mugged off on this. We can't get mugged off, Victor. Come on, fella. Stand strong. This is one of our best players. This is our best player. It's not one of our best players. He's a top athlete. Please do not sell him for 40 million. Dear Connor, the wire's trapped around your mic. Bad luck. Sell the mic and get another one. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. You tell him, Connor. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate that. Sakamoto, big problem. That's some seriously dodgy dealing. Like the Rodrigo price. Yeah. We just can't. He just can't do it. We can't do that. That is just so bad. Yeah, I mean, if they're selling us sort of Gavi or something like that, or Pedri, I might take it. Might still say 40 million, but 70 million, says Matt. I think that's what we're all talking about. Unless the money is right, Rafa stays until January after the World Cup. I think the money does have to be right. Like, I feel like Rafa is an ultimate professional, and I maybe he would be very frustrated. You do get that vibe, but he also knows that Leeds can't be mugged off in this deal. We can't be mugged off. We can't be getting 35, 40 million for a player and be given a centre-back or it's not going to be, we're not talking about Sergio Dest here. We're not talking about a player like that. We're talking about sort of a little bit of an auxiliary centre-back. I'm just not sure on it. I think that's a bad deal, and he needs to get this right. He needs to get it right. Guys, it's been a while. Please make sure you subscribe. And as I say, I'm on the road to 20k. Don't really say that YouTube cringy stuff, but I am. So if you wouldn't mind doing me a solid and hitting that subscribe button, please like the video. I've done a video earlier on today. If you want to get all the latest rumors on what's going on, speak about Rafinha a bit, speak about Calvin. So yeah, make sure you check that one out. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you in a bit, guys. Cheers.